Chapter 11. The Masterpiece. The painting of Clara grows more and more like her, thus more and more beautiful. Though Iris still has never trespassed in the gallery of God's blunders, the master's locked studio on the other side of town, she's sure that no painting in the master's house can be anywhere near as compelling as this one. True, saints are inevitably good-looking. All the master's portraits of the holy populace have been wreathed in light, their eyes crazy with vision, and the master's brutes must be as wretched as the saints are sacred, the extreme edges of human possibility. But Clara is merely splendid. Splendid as a human being. Not only a heartbreaking concoction of blondes, cherry blushes, and blue ochre shadows, but a real girl, with an airy hesitation that seems as much about her good looks as anything else. The tulips that languish in the bow of her left arm look up toward her as a baby one day might. Iris studies the painting in the late afternoon, when the master has denounced the light for being fickle, as he does daily, and stalked away. Caspar, who still makes his home with the master, but eats better in the Vandermeer kitchen yard, brings Iris in to see. He would have preferred a commission to do the civic guards, but he has always wanted to paint this legendary perfect child. "Can you tell what he has done?" says Caspar. "Do you see how he's intensified the orange in this fold of carpet? So now the blues of her eyes blink 3 different ways at you instead of 2. "I don't," says Iris, "but I see that it is more wonderful." And she thinks the master has painted a kinder expression in Clara's eyes than is strictly warranted. "Do you see the composition? A series of boxes. Look, 9 of them of different sizes. Here, and here, and here." Caspar points them out, and broken in 2 places only by this large curve that, since it is shadowed, only hints at a surprise, and then this tulip in full light here. See how it seems about to fall off the floor? "I want to catch it," says Iris, laughing. "I want to save it." He teases and pleases and makes you stare, and slowly you come to realize that this isn't just any child, but a bloom as perfect as a tulip. "She's looking at the bulb," says Iris. "She doesn't notice that the tulip is about to fall. Doesn't it make you uneasy?" "She is noticing one thing and not noticing another, all happening at once," says Caspar. He chuckles. He's just realizing the cleverness of the master's composition. "Look, and also this. It is about beginnings and endings, for here in the one hand is the hideous bulb, just as well lit as the tulip on the table. He has thought of how to catch us again and again. There are so many things to see. And not only his brush techniques, which bewilder me and make me think I will never learn." "You learn a lot, and you see a lot," says Iris. "Remember that sketch you did of my mother in the herb garden and Henrika in the house behind her? You caught as much there as the master has here," she continues. "Only what you caught isn't as pretty to see." Caspar slides her a sideways glance. "You're observant as a painter yourself, then, if you perceive that," he says in a confiding voice. Iris shivers with the compliment, as if with a sudden chill. Another thing that Iris notices about the master's painting of Clara and the tulips is that its increasing perfection doesn't seem to make him elated, but rather despondent. He won't talk to Iris about this. In fact, he has little use for her at all now that he has earned the commission. But he mutters to himself. Iris knows this. When she and Clara have tired of English and fall into a sleepy state, Iris likes to hear the master fret even as he adores his own work. Soon the day comes when he no longer needs Clara, except once in a while, to assess skin tones relative to fabric or background. Still he mutters all the more. His worry seems to revolve around how well the painting is going. He knows that it's sublime. He doesn't know if it will do the job that Cornelius van den Meer and cronies require of it. To work the viewing public into an even more hearty appetite for the very strain of tulip bulbs they are importing from Vienna and points east. But he no longer cares about that. He sings not to Clara, but to the painting of Clara, to the blue-brown shadows behind the open window, to the highlights in the silver salver on the mantel, to the folds in the apron, the bonnet, and the linen cloth on the table. He fusses over the glints in the diamond pendants, the mirrored gleams of the 3 ropes of pearl. He sings, and then he hisses in between his teeth as if in pain. He touches the canvas with strokes more and more gentle and hesitant. "I'm going to ruin you yet," he says once, and Iris, listening, thinks, "Ruin who? Ruin you, exquisite painting? Ruin yourself, Master Lucas Schoenmaker? Ruin you, Clara van den Meer, real girl at the edge of childhood?" So he works more and more slowly, as if the tiniest touch of a brush might suddenly turn his masterpiece into a laughing-stock. He stands back farther and farther from it, studying it for long stretches. He approaches the painting as a farm boy approaches a bull, gently, wishing it does not need to be done. He takes the troublesome jewels back to his studio to do further studies and get the rich highlights right. Iris picks up another side to his unhappiness too. It seems that the more wonderful this painting becomes, the less chance there is of the master's ever surpassing it. The more perfect every succulent detail, the more devastating. He weeps over his painting. He looks an old man, or, thinks Iris, like the old man he will soon become. Is that merely the contrast with Clara, so fresh, so young, so beautiful on the canvas? No. The painting itself is making him old, for he is struggling, as if he'll never have courage again to try to love the world in oil and varnish, canvas and light.
This ends Disc 3.